Aloha hoku ohana. Thank you guys so much for joining me for your reading. Not only are you super interesting, but what's actually reconfiguring in your reality is very, very fascinating during this time. So we're going to talk about how you found yourself here, everything that's been leading you to this point. And honestly, there's been a lot of messages, so we're going to free flow through them today. But you are essentially moving into a new timeline, right? You're moving into a new alignment within yourself, okay? There is a new space that's being formed as you're stabilizing, a new identity that you've been actively quantum leaping into, okay? Where you've actually been actively collapsing time to return to quantum eternal essence that has been always within you. And this is the energy that was coming through, right? It's where I was seeing essentially physical laws that you had previously set upon yourself when navigating this third dimensional experience, right? And navigating this construct or this cosmic overlay on. And I was seeing different physical laws in which you're now abiding to, okay, which are universal laws that are interconnected in all different kind of quantum non-local connections. So that being said, in a nutshell, it's like you're applying otherworldly ways of navigating this construct into this construct. And that leads to you literally becoming the glitch throughout this system. Okay, I was hearing system where you are literally collapsing time. Okay, and that's why you're the glitch. Now, this is also very, very interesting. I was seeing this is less about outward movement right now, and it's more about restructuring your internal frequency, literally from the inside out. So I'm hearing this is very much an inside job. Like this recoding that you're doing, it's internally. And I'm hearing that's how I'm hearing when you hack systems, you do it from the back end, right? So it's not so obvious. Okay, I was hearing it's not so obvious until people start witnessing like actual physical changes take place in the front end. So this could be things that you've been working on just internally within yourself for a while, where you're finishing cycles with old identities, attachments, maybe belief systems to that identity or that version of self that you're breaking free from. But there's an alchemical journey, right, or timeline in which you're clearing right now. And you're reclaiming your power around value, visibility in this experience, and also just your worth as a soul. And I'm hearing how you're turning leaden experiences into golden opportunities. I'm hearing someone dumbfounded by right now, but you're not just glowing up. This is literally a rebirth when it comes to your soul architecture and expanding into your full multidimensionality when navigating this existence. So this could be saying, okay, yeah, I may be feeling fear, but also there is this level of excitement around you. That's what I'm feeling for you too. But there's quite a few messages that we have today. So one of them is the Soul's Odyssey that we're going to talk about. And then the other one is about the Ophiuchus energy. So I'm going to open up with Ophiuchus first. Ophiuchus is basically the 13th zodiac constellation. That's what they call it. But she has her own kind of archetype. All different planes of consciousness and realms of consciousness have corresponding kind of archetypes that occupy and inhabit those realms, right? Those dimensions or those frequencies, those different kind of archetypal manifestations that are literally manifested through that dimension, through that frequency of that plane of consciousness or those realms. And with Ophiuchus, she is the outsider that's looking in this 12 zodiac matrix wheel or karmic wheel. That's what they call it, right? And Earth is a training ground essentially for, dense, emotional, turbulent kind of environments built for accelerated growth, where you have incarnated here as a soul to be able to experience rapid soul growth through contrast and through polarity, right? And Earth is a conscious laboratory in that way, literally designed for the purpose of expanding consciousness through contrast. I'm hearing exponentially. I'm hearing it's not for the faint of heart, those who sign up to participate in this experience. And I'm hearing a lot in which you take and bring forth with you after your experimental participation. But some forget that you can exit from this experience, or some fall asleep in this experience and they forget that they have an ability to exit, but it does require for them to release all kind of earthly attachments or matrix entanglements, right? So I'm hearing some begin to scatter their energy throughout it, and you're kind of reclaiming those lost aspects of self. Okay. So not that they're lost, but I do feel like you're kind of finding them again. Anyway, sorry, I'm trying to sit forward because I don't want the camera to overheat. But anyway, this is about contrast. It's about sharpness. It's about awareness and duality that becomes your teacher, okay, in regards to unity, experiencing the illusion of separation in order to come back into that reunification. But this is through struggle on earth in which you kind of transcend, limits, right? You experience limits in order to be able to come back into that limitless nature. You experience pain in order to be able to experience pleasure. All of these different kind of aspects. Ophiuchus is the 13th constellation, so she represents healing, the Kundalini awakening. She's often depicted as the alchemical marriage. If you see the snake, right, the two snakes moving, and then you have the wings at the top, right, the caduceus. This is how Ophiuchus is kind of represented, which is the merging integration of your non-physical aspect, otherworldly aspect, anchored into this physical vessel, and you being able to support those non-physical intentions by the way that you align and navigate and move through this experience, right? And esoterically, Ophiuchus represents soul mastery, okay? Mastery over duality. She's the serpent bearer, so it's about transcending old patterns in that way, transcending the karmic wheel of the matrix, that cause and effect that happens unconsciously, right? Instead, you begin to become aware of the effect of your life being unconscious cause, and you begin to kind of rewrite that story as you open up this limited filter perception into a higher, broader, universal truth, where you're no longer just, looking at life from a human perspective, but seeing it through the lens of the soul. Message that was actually coming out for you. So if you have found yourself here, the way that you're going to know that you're ready for this information is that your vision is opening up, right? You're tuning into higher bandwidths of frequency light. This is your multi-sensory perception system with your vision opening up with third eye activation. It's not that you cannot look at the things others can, but it's that you're also seeing and attuned to another layer or dimensional frequency of this reality in which, not everyone is has cultivated the ability to see. So this gateway encourages you to unlock your psychic abilities, to stop questioning your ability to see, and know that great potential and healing will be unleashed when this space is activated. So I'm hearing some of you, it's reclaiming this birthright, right? I'm hearing this is like part of the human's I'm hearing not just internal architecture, but abilities. Okay, it's part of the equipment, if you will, or the package of the human potential. So yeah, you've always been a dreamer, sometimes thinking or revisiting the past, right? It's like you've been time traveling with the mind. Now the gifts that have been discouraged from the past are being awakened, and your inner vision is stronger than you imagine. You have an innate ability to see further than the human eyes, and you're able to identify the energies of what's going on around you. With your third eye activated, here's a gateway. This is the confirmation of what you've been seeing, experiencing, and that's divine alignment. And know that this is a source-given gift that you are basically reclaiming and integrating, right? Now, the reason I'm saying this is because you literally have these energies, right? First and foremost, you have get out of your head and get into the moment. This is about you not being in a state of analysis paralysis, breaking free from this matrix, being able to see through those illusions and reclaiming your cosmic sovereignty, okay? And then also becoming a healer by being able to hold space for yourself in a way where you can't really expect everyone to do for you, okay? And holding space for yourself in a way that no one else is actually going to be able to do during this time. And in doing that, you can see these entanglements. She break free from this. This is saying that a prisoner is a prison of the mind, and this is about mental kind of prisons in which you keep yourself in. Maybe it's habitual responses or comfort zones, right? Where there's an illusion of safety there. But this is about you kind of stepping into true cosmic sovereignty by kind of detaching and removing maybe the opinions of others, realizing that's not your burden to carry. But I'm hearing that's going to make it a lot easier for you to go through this transition point. You are going through a rite of passage. This is about you reclaiming, I'm hearing, actually your birthright. The Eight of Wands could be about, this burst of energy or vitality, something that actually really, really excites you, like the idea of doing this thing really, really excites you or moving through this existence, really, really lights you up. And this is going to propel you towards your dreams, ambitions, and goals at a highly energetic rate, simply because you're acting on your highest excitement right now, and you're not allowing kind of the opinions or the external world around you to dictate what it is that you will and will not do. And I'm hearing how you will or will not move through this existence. And this is something that you're coming back to. So this is almost like chapter of a sequels, but this is a soul's odyssey. Okay, so I'm going to tell you how you found yourself here. This is you being a multi-dimensional being, okay, who's traveled across different space and time, lifetimes and dimensions, and it shows your cosmic odyssey, okay, your soul's odyssey, where this is how you found yourself here. Chapter 1 is almost like, or you can call it even like the prologue, is the Council of Light, right? Where long before your form in this, the physical vessel, you gathered with countless archetypes, right, in these different time dimensions. These could be halls of echoing possibilities of what this existence could be, right? I'm hearing which generational lineage you would accept an invitation to be called forth by, right, through resonance, to be able to transcend certain, I'm hearing like matrix reinforced systems or belief systems, and be able to transcend them and alchemize those wounds or entanglements to ascend this experience on a soul level, but also pull forward your generational lineage, okay, through your own ascension journey. So I'm hearing this is something that you've been, I'm hearing even nominated for, okay, it's something that you've been, I'm hearing even like elected for as well. Anyway, you volunteered for this grand experiment. Essentially, this is where you would kind of become a descendant of your generational lineage. You'd come into this remembrance and reunion, and your mission was to carry this flame of truth, right? For you to be a fractal of awareness, to become conscious of itself once again, and to be able to return to that cosmic truth within your heart before exiting this experience. So this is about your descent into density, right? In order to be able to awaken, we must first fall asleep. In order to remember, we must first forget, right? In order to reunify with these aspects of self, we must first be under an illusion of separation with them, right? So this is where you've chosen this incarnation, essentially, but as a form of exploration, right? Being able to really immerse yourself in this sensory experience, taste, touch, smell, hearing, really being immersed in this experience. And in order for you to really be immersed, you must kind of forget that this is the illusion of physicality, right? So this is about the amnesia that comes with incarnation, where your cosmic origins had incarnated into this very dense plane, and you were at risk of forgetting your etheric origins. But now that you've come back into this remembrance, how do you now want to move through this existence, right? How do you now want to navigate this existence? You have crystal transition, star bathing activation, which is about actually receiving, I'm hearing like floodgates of information during this time. You have the age of lifetimes, so you've been literally training for this for many lifetimes, and you're able to actually put what it is that you've learned through this various incarnations, and you've accumulated this wisdom that you can now integrate and act upon. And you also have awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, and integration. So you're finally, I'm hearing, integrating the lost or hidden aspects of yourself, maybe the aspects that you felt like you've had to hide in some way. This shows a true immersion in the sensory experience. Let me just see if I can like pop you right there. That would be awesome. Okay, cool. So yeah, the veils are drawn. This is where the veils are drawn. This forgetting is part of this design, and the remembering becomes actually a really sacred act. So I'm hearing you've stepped into this sacred act now, and this is an initiation that happens through this experience, right? It's where every heartbreak, every synchronicity that you experience, every desire, every silence is part of almost like a soul's, I'm hearing, curriculum. And I'm hearing you, my dear, have chosen to take on a lot of extracurricular activities in this experience. So it feels like this isn't just like the all one purpose, but it feels like this is one of many that you have, and one of many that you get to create in this experience. I'm hearing to be able to kind of embody this truth and this knowing, and have that bleed into everything that you do. And I'm hearing everyone that you touch. But yeah, through pain, there is beauty, right? Through contrast, there is insight. And this is where your soul really becomes initiated, from the seeker to the sovereign, from the fragment to the fullness, right? So this is where life unfolds as a tapestry of initiations. And, there is almost like this complex design in tapestries, and each little progress that you make, I'm hearing like each soul contract that you've been able to progress through has been part of this alchemical masterpiece, right? I'm hearing in being able to discover what an artist you are, to be able to play, create, and paint in this experience. And this is where your heartbreaks become your triumphs, right? It's almost like a 5 of Wands to a 6 of Wands moment I'm seeing for you. So this could be something that you even recognize for, or like you're glowing, right? After periods of hardship, right? Where you've been in that darkness. I'm hearing that's where you've discovered your light. But this is synchronicities, right? Found in that silence. And that's kind of formed its way into your curriculum, right? It's like these different abilities that you've kind of adopted along the way, right? Actually understanding what your intuition sounds like, what that internal voice has sounded like. I'm hearing actually experiencing all the things that had happened as a result of ignoring that internal voice, right? So each trial was a teacher. You know how they say, like, a man's errors are his portals of discovery, right? It's like you've gone through a lot of portals of discoveries by seeing, like, errors, right, in that way. But none of it was really a mistake, because it's all brought you here to this moment, right? All in an attempt to wake you up. So yeah, longing, illuminated purpose. You've opened up a doorway to compassion. You've learned that pain and beauty are both almost like twin keys in their own, that open up, you know, a new awakening to yourself, right? A new remembering of yourself and your full potential. And this is where you have entered into this labyrinth of timelines, right? Where I'm hearing mastering optimal navigation within the human experience now. So this is you maturing, kind of like, again, sensing these different threads that are tugging at your being right now. That's what I'm seeing it as, like tugging at your innate essence in regards to just alternate selves, different kind of ancestral echoes as well when it comes to, oh, this could be your comfort zone, you know, this would be nice to kind of stay in. Whereas there's different kind of soul calls that you're feeling that requires you to step outside of your comfort zone. And again, there's this different kind of mystical labyrinth of timelines that you're navigating right now, trying to discern, do I stay or do I go in certain situations? And you have the ability to remote view these different kind of quantum paths that lie in the illusion of being ahead of you, right? In a linear fashion, let's just say. So every conscious choice becomes you stitching a new pattern where you're consciously actually choosing differently. You're realizing and waking up to the fact that the decisions that you make in the present moment actually alter not just your future timelines, but the future timelines in which become accessible to you. But you're kind of weaving an existence that feels like it's more congruent with, again, your cosmic sovereignty in that way, instead of just repeating, systems in this matrix that have been reinforced generationally. So chapter 5, I would call it your galactic memory, okay, and the cosmic self, and stepping into this stargate of remembrance, okay, in this experience. And this is where, you've been in a state, if you found yourself here, and if you're still here up until now. This could be retrieving messages through astral travels, maybe even just like meditation. I'm just seeing 12th house energy, so where you connect with your guides or a higher power, the non-physical aspect of yourself. This is where the skies are opening up for you. I'm actually hearing the heavens opening up for you, right? This higher dimensional plane of I'm hearing conscious contact that you have. Maybe it's like cosmic councils where you're streamlining these different, currents of information, and you're anchoring that through, the oracle within, and that's helping you kind of build this architecture. I'm seeing like a bridge, this crystalline bridge between realms, where you have this constant contact source is what I'm seeing as. Maybe this constant contact to source, the source within, experiencing itself through you. But this is where you're now outgrowing certain ways of being. Maybe these are like old earth-based narratives of some kind, and you're beginning to recall a lot of off-world or quantum non-local connections that you have, right? Other versions of yourself existing in other planetary star systems, in other parallel lives, galactic missions, lineages, and you're realizing that the work that you're doing on Earth is bleeding into and simultaneously impacting your starseed lineages, as well as your Earth-based lineages as well, and how they're all interconnected. But this is knowing that it's not just one chapter here on Earth, but it's part of a grander cosmic I'm hearing like orchestra, where you're actually harmonizing multiple timelines for yourself while existing in this localized experience on Earth. And it's part of a much larger, vaster unfolding, right? When it comes to, I'm hearing not just your life story, but your eternal story as well, right? So this is knowing that this is just one, epic play that you're participating in, right? And you're turning into, I would say chapter 6 is like the return to wholeness. It's this reunification, right? Where there is this alchemy and just you accepting during this time, is really being able to accept everything that has brought you to this point. Again, not attaching to stories that have played out, characters that have played parts in these stories, but being able to alchemize your experience on earth, right? Being able to see it through the eyes of the soul and welcome duality. And I'm hearing as you do that, you also begin to collapse it in the same breath, and you begin to collapse back into unity. You transcend the illusion of separation from anything or anyone outside of yourself, seeing source expressing itself through every kind of different, subdivision, every kind of different fractal, each with its own unique energetic signature, just based upon how it holds this truth, how it holds this remembrance. I'm hearing, and also how it holds the veils of forgiveness, but I'm seeing the veils of Maya versus Leela, which is like divine play and creation, right? Seeing everybody as another extension or expression of yourself, a unique expression of that, and also seeing yourself as being in this divine play and creation, even if other expressions or fractals of awareness are not totally conscious of themselves, right? So this is where you're no longer just wondering and experiencing and forgetting or seeking, but instead you begin to remember that nothing was ever broken, right? This is knowing that all of this orchestrating has brought you to this return, right? It's brought you into this resonance where there's a high integration happening, where there's an alchemical journey and a paradox happening in duality here, but there's still a lot of union, right? Internally, there's still unity. So this is the new dawn, right? This is your new dawn. It's the soul's odyssey where you continue to be able to step forward with this knowing, right? I'm hearing you have like an inside scoop that a lot move through lifetimes without actually being able to have a higher level of, I'm hearing like interdimensional awareness in regards to you. So again, this is like Ophiuchus kind of looking down at this solar system and these 12 kind of zodiac signs, and it's able to become an outsider that's looking in, has also just kind of anchored or be seeded into this experience, but has not forgotten that cosmic remembrance. Okay, I'm hearing like once you come back into that cosmic remembrance, it's really hard to forget yourself once again, right? It's like you've awakened something within you. But yeah, this is the story that's ever unfolding, right, upon the horizon. It's not just, I think this is like the epic moment in your life because you've come to now a state where you are a beacon for others. You are awareness that has become conscious of itself. And I'm seeing once that happens, you begin to literally light up, you begin to glow, and you begin to transfer that truth, that light, that consciousness onto your surroundings. So keep doing what you're doing, okay? That's like your one super big message. And then we also have Cosmos Oracle messages here as well that I'm going to talk about. The first one is Dark Nebula. Let me go and pick this up. This just fell. We have Dark Nebula, which says hiding the treasures of light, right? So this is like about the treasures of light within you, and you kind of no longer hiding this fact or this knowing or this truth. It says lack of clarity, understanding, dim and blurred visibility, right? It's where you've been kind of dimming your light, right? Or not allowing yourself to be super visible in this experience. And it talks about this is a birth of light and evolution. And that's where you can kind of hide, right? It talks about you hiding your cosmic starry origin. So you've been on this journey. We both know this, right? It's like, I know this. I see you, right? I know you see me. And this is about a hiding patch of stars, right? And a telescope can pick up on this, but it's something that kind of is, let me try and find this other message real quick. Something that is hiding its light. So you could be doing that, and somebody else you have been doing that, and with Six of Swords, it's like you're actually removing that way of being right now. And then you also have Photon, which is literally the light in which you're hiding. So Photon talks about it's time to shine this light. It's time to shine this cosmic remembrance. Photon literally talks about an electrically charged, luminescent energy that's transmitted and also absorbed by others, right? By your surroundings. The time has come to celebrate this highly positive process, which is responsible for navigating obstacles in a natural way, right? So it's an ideal state of process of manifestation. Ideal refers to the idea that one has when they put energy into something. This could be you kind of, again, this being absorbed into others. Maybe it's something that you're creating in this experience, but it talks about an magnetic force that generates charges. And I feel like this is you. I'm hearing now you're stepping into really becoming a force to be reckoned with, because again, you're not actually seeking external acceptance or permission to move the way that you want to now throughout this experience and this existence, but instead you're a witness to how far it is you've come, right? You're moving forward with actual integrity because you're not compromising that by seeking external validation or acceptance. I'm hearing you understand your infinite quantum nature and all of your other quantum non-local connections that you're entangled with. But then I'm also seeing you realize that others that may not have that interconnectedness within themselves, right, that could compartmentalize this or just has not yet come into that remembering, who are deities who are still lost and sleeping in this remembrance. It's not that anyone is higher or lower. It's just if one has remembered themselves or not. You see them as just recognizing one localized coordinate within space and time, okay? And they're yet to remember their infinite potential. Okay, so there's something about really being able to accept everybody at whatever stage in their evolution journey that they're in, and know that actually we're existing in a very intelligent self-organizing system, and there's always a balance, there's always a harmony that's being sustained. So I'm hearing just like in order for there to be sunlight, there also must be dark. Again, we're existing in a realm of polarity and contrast. So know that there's actually perfect timing for everything. There is a cosmos within the chaos, right? There is a secret order in what may appear to be disorderly around, oh, I want this person to remember themselves too, right? You're a witness to how far it is that you've come in regards to, being under the illusion of forgetting yourself and then remembering yourself once again. And then realizing that there's others that are still gently waking up, right? Consciousness is gently waking up during this time. So just hold space, right? Hold space. That's your big takeaway and big message if you have found yourself here. So I'm going to love and leave you right there. This is just like a ramble, but it's an important one. And yeah, shine your light unapologetically. I'll speak to you very soon. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, do consider subscribing. We'd love to have you around. Personal reading details are also down below. And also, there's a discount code for Ultra Spirit bracelets if you guys are interested in high quality AA grade jewelry. If you're looking for any for intentions that you have around manifestations, or you want to rep zodiac signs or packs, they also have all of that available as well. Oh, I'm just getting deja vu. No way. I'm just getting that as well again last night. So deja vu is where two separate streams of awareness collide. So yeah, there's definitely a merging of timelines happening right now as well. Wow. I saw myself in this very moment actually. Yeah. You're definitely in alignment with a new time within yourself, which is conscious traveling into a new event. And there's a new space being formed, not just within you. I'm hearing things that have been taking up space internally. I'm hearing maybe it's like pressures of some kind, or again like opinions, but I'm hearing you kind of clear that debris and you're stepping into a new event, a new space within time. Until next time. Bye. Clouds in the sky don't care.